You are so preoccupied with whether you could. You never stop
No.
to think
Don't say it.
if you should.
Oh my god. Alright, we're back. Oh.
Where is he?
Just stop this, please. You don't know what you're doing.
I could say the same to you.
I'm saving lives. That's what I do.
Adam, Asim, how exactly did you save them?
I've let this go on long enough.
Wyatt, you told me to go to the greenhouse, and now I'm going to the greenhouse, and you're like, you don't have to do this. What? Hi, and welcome back to Fort Solis, and I guess we're starting just as irritated as we ended this. This should be the last chapter, and I'm really interested and intrigued how it will all wrap up. So let's go. But this, it doesn't increase my confidence. It really does not. Better tomorrow, enter the greenhouse. Cartographer, visit all locations at Fort Solis. Yay! Hey, hey, hey. It's tomatoes. Tomatoes.
I can't believe these are real.
That's cool. But why can't you believe it? It's not on the surface. It's in a... I feel like if we ever settle on a planet like Mars, probably everything will be in greenhouses, right? And not, like, on the surface. Or, well, not everything maybe, but a lot. Especially at the beginning. Look, it's cucumbers. I can rotate. Oh my god, okay, well, yeah, whatever. Oh look, they have... Why would they have... That doesn't make sense. You do know that salad does not have a lot of nutritious value, so why would we waste so much space on something that has next to no nutritious value? Just to make salad? No. You can make salad with cucumbers and tomatoes alone. You don't need... And not... I do like salad, you know, but... I mean, this should be efficient, right? This should be, like... Based on what we... Look, there's even more. But cauliflower makes sense. And cabbage, if some of it... Is that... Does that make sense that cauliflower is next to salad, next to cabbage? I'm not quite sure. But let's just... It's okay. It's not like... This is a game about, you know, agriculture. It's potatoes. We can also rotate those. We can rotate the potatoes. Okay. What else do we have that I can trash? I do love potatoes though. My favorite vegetable. And it has... I looked it up because I eat so many potatoes. I eat not enough vegetables. I eat a lot, but not enough. But I eat enough potatoes. And I think it's fine because I looked it up. They even have vitamin C. So I'm all set up. It's like my core ingredient for everything. Not everything, but most of the stuff I do. Little fun fact about me, you know. Wasn't there like a little circle? Oh. Oh, look, it's Saw. Oh, I'm just finishing up the Netflix manga adaptation, Pluto. It is tough, but it is amazing. So if you wanna, like, and it feels really old school in a way, but in a good way. Not in the sexist way, you know, more in the, I don't know, the way the story is being told way. Heavy recommendation if you like sci-fi stuff and anime in general. Also, the English dubbing is pretty good. All right, but back to Fort Solis.
progress. It's a funny thing, really. You are so preoccupied with whether you could. You never stop
No.
to think
Don't say it.
if you should.
Oh my god. What the no? No, this is so bad. This is such bad writing. This is really she said this and no one made fun of her. And if she was on her like if I would say this into a recorder, I would cringe myself into the next room. I could not say this in all earnesty and pretend that I just came up with this. Helen, this is embarrassing. Really. Oh, they have bees. That's cool.
Amazing. Even all the way up here. Come on, Jess. Stop staring at bees. Time to go.
No, let's keep staring at the bees. But what will become of them if... Can I go in? No. Anything else here? Oh, did we miss a poster? Yes. I don't think I collected them all. I probably missed a couple. Terraforming starts in the mind. I mean, I guess everything starts in the mind as an idea. You know, everything starts in the mind. Is that interesting? Is that something we need to see? No. Okay. So, the big question, is it the soil or is it the flora? Or is it a monster because of the scratches on the...
Okay. Focus and calm. Just like they taught me. Focused mind.
Or is it because they said about something... The fence was destroyed by something that looked like an animal. And that was mentioned in the last episode and wasn't previously mentioned. But only mentioned once or twice. And in the first episode, we found a rock that had, like, marks on it. But that could have been marks from whatever, you know. Also, I didn't know, I mean, because it wasn't said what kind of rock it was. And I know there's rock types that are super soft, you know, where you can basically just do this with your fingernails. What's up there? Oh, that's too long. I'm too slow. So let's go here first.
That's all I need. Aggro bees.
Oh, so they also got aggressive. Laboratory report. The results are highly confidential, not for distribution. Signatures must be provided at the end of this report. Compound 19, data table 1, growth oxanometer, time days, void contamination, notes, subject contamination. Compound 19 became contaminated due to another bee-related escape. The batch now needs to be created once more. Interestingly, the bees that came into contact remain fine and have been returned to the apiary. Signature Helen Dunpart. Wait, it doesn't say anything about aggressive bees. Where did you get that from, Jessica? Did we read the same document? Oh, this game. It keeps on... And it's one of those things. If this would have happened once, I'd be fine. I would gloss over it. I would comment on it, but otherwise it would be fine. But because it keeps on happening, you know, it starts to be irritating. Is this the compound? Let's rotate it just a little. It's not rotation. It's just a little jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle. What's this? We don't wanna? No? But another poster. Okay. What's this?
This is why they're digging so deep. Prospect, too.
The results are highly blah blah blah. Compound 18, expired, overgrowth. Some sections of plants seem to overgrow and expire almost overnight. Yeah, we've heard that in episode 1. Here the compound is clearly unbalanced and needs recalibration to meet the needs of the soil catalyst from Planum. So is it the catalyst, the soil catalyst? So yeah, something is making people creatures aggressive. We know that much.
It looks like they almost grew too fast.
But that's an interesting concept, because if something grows, and it was also implied in the first chapter. Sorry, man. That that was actually, I mean, we're having the same issue now again, that we're hearing something that we've already heard. And that was that the plants were not growing because they grew too fast, and that's why they also rotted too fast. So you couldn't even harness them, you know, or harvest them. But why? That's the question.
What have they created? That does not sound legal.
I wish she would say this. Like, I wish there was a little trigger that you click read, and then when you go back, she starts saying this. It's a small pet peeve of mine when the character reacts before I could read it, because then it's like, can you wait? No spoilers, please. Okay. The compound can sustain growth whilst maintaining a healthy level of nutrients. The food created here has been tested to reveal more advanced traces of the compound, so the soil is not acting as the desired catalyst. The formula needs to be revisited. So they created a formula to work basically against the soil, so the stuff can grow slower. And that is making people more aggressive. I actually think the concept of the soil where everything grows faster is super interesting, because if that goes into the air and also affects humans, but maybe differently, but also with the faster metabolism, that's such an interesting concept that they didn't touch upon. Nothing to say? Okay. The results, blah, 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 blah. Bee activity. Honey collected. Since coming into contact with the compound, we've continued to monitor the behavior of the bees. There seems to be little change other than a slight uptick in activity. Further monitoring is required. New content unlocked. So, not the bees, I guess. Ooh, yes. Is that Helen's office? What? What? I guess we have to find a code. What did I just... Another node? Maybe.
Maybe it's better if she doesn't know.
Who? Brazil 2078. Okay, let's try that. No. Okay. It's worth a try. Anything? No. So let's dig in. Dear Helen, thank you for the update. That is terrific news, and congratulations to your team. This does mean we can now move to phase 2. I'll inform the team. Have fun celebrating. I'll dispatch a team to collect a sample tomorrow. Jack Stevenson, Terror Research and Development. Dear Helen, your site manager and security have been informed of his suspension. It wasn't easy, of Wyatt's suspension. It wasn't easy to push through, but we feel with this removal and your report, it's in all interests to make sure your work isn't interrupted. So it was hard for them because he had reason to do what he did. Come tomorrow, he will no longer be on the site and my team will arrive to collect the sample. Oh. So they're on their way? What day is it for us? Shit, I don't know. Helen. What we have created can't be shared. I spoke with Wyatt earlier, who feels the same way. When we first started this journey, we wanted to make something, that could change lives. Now I feel what lies in that vial is more than just lightning in a bottle. As I'm away for storm season, I've had a chance to reflect on the harm it could potentially do. We still don't fully understand what we have made. It would be irresponsible to turn it over to Jack and his team. They have no intention of using it to create sustainable oxygen here or at other sites. You know it, I know it. I can't believe you've actually done it. Come home and celebrate. You don't need to be up there anymore. We miss you here. Please come home. So proud of you, Sarah Dunpard. Hello. Your package for Sarah Dunpart has been collected. Further updates will be emailed over once transit has begun. You can track your package using a reference number on the Terra portal. So she sent that and she got... Why are the emails not sorted chronologically? Oh, that bothers me. That's not... Okay.
Compiling a new compound this week has meant for a more concentrated measure. As the teams continue to provide us with samples from the site, we look to regulate the growth rate through controlled nutrients. Whilst time runs out for those back home, we are so close to sustaining life here. The work we're doing is bigger than all of us.
Yeah, I get that, but what is the compound? I mean... Oh, do we see Wyatt? Yeah. Yet another coincidental recording. Whoa! Did you just... No. Oh, and there he goes. Stabby stab stab. Alright. Did we find any information on the code? No, I can't zoom in, can I? M is playing score. Oh, sorry. I got a Steam notification and I thought it was an achievement. Someone of the 3 people that follow me on Steam, one of them is playing Scorn currently. Man, that game. I saw a Let's Play. It feels so miserable. I will never play this because it feels so miserable. I'm so sorry. I think it's impressive visually, but the story and everything is really not my thing. Well, I guess it is what it is. It's a shame, but I'm not going to... I'm too slow to... Maybe we'll find it later. I doubt it, but... Oh, whoa. That was bad just now. I'm taking my sweet time, don't I? I mean, in real life, that would have been so insulting for someone... For, is it Jack? Yeah. Last time I said Colin, who I don't even know. Who's Colin? I don't even know a Colin in real life.
Where could he be? The Frontier Project. That was shut down years ago.
How would I know? Would you give me some pointers as to what it was? No? No, of course not. Of course not. Look, if you do exposition, can you at least be more descriptive? Because I'm not in the know. I didn't work with you for the last couple of years. Oh, they have trees. That's so cool.
The success? So, she did it. Is he after this? For himself?
Both Jessica and Jack are a little bit slow on the cues, aren't they? Compound 24, data table 1. Maybe 24-1? Yeah, we'll try that out. After the success of Compound 23, we now look to create a more streamlined and stable compound in order to share our research with other Terra facilities. Oh, it's Compound 23. Okay. I will do that. Okay, but first let's look at everything. I'll write it down. I'll write it down. So it could be 2301 or 2401. Let's read this. Creating compounds is becoming increasingly harder due to the lower quantities of platinum soil we are receiving. The sample is of a much smaller scale and therefore hard to determine its effects. Well, so their success is not even viable because it's not enough. Like the sample size is too small. Can we go here? We should be able to. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, let's go downstairs for a second. I will cut this out so you don't have to watch me for 20 minutes going down the stairs, you know. And if it's in vain, not in vain. We'll see each other right now. So I didn't find anything. I tried like 10 different codes. Nothing. So I'm not sure if we will find it later or if it's one of those, I don't know, obtuse puzzle. Because the thing is, I would be more inclined to go all in, you know, and look through stuff if it didn't take 1,000 years to go to any place. But also the message system is quite...
Out of the depths and into the jungle, it seems. Where even am I? He can't be anywhere else.
Like, just for visualization, I mean, if you're watching this, you know, you stayed with me. So I have to go here, and then I go to messages. So here I see from whom it is, but I don't see to whom it is, which would be important because this is not my outlook, you know. This is outlook from a dozen different people. So I always have to get in here, and then I have to scroll down. And look, I don't even see there who this was sent to, because I figured maybe there's an old email for to Helen where the code is in, you know. But and I didn't even see that before, but we don't even see who this was sent to, which is it's bad email browser design, you know. But also, so that way the messages are kind of useless in case I want to look for a password for a specific person, which leads me to believe that this is not the way, that the password would probably be somewhere else. Maybe I just typed the date from the photograph in wrong 1,000 times. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. Also, this again is a too large of a space for the slowness of our character. Look, also it's built... I don't... Man, just... Why couldn't you cram the table here at the corner so I don't... Or is there a poster? Did I miss a I'm not... Do I want to... No, I don't want to go and look for a poster. I mean... The level design is weird, and because it's such a huge space and you can go everywhere, but it hardly... Weirdly enough, I think the security station that I've accidentally stumbled into in the last episode, I think that is actually like you can choose if you want to go there or not. It's not necessary for the storyline to continue. Well, you saw Helen dead. She was stabbed here. It's not a mystery, Jessica. But other than that, well, we found this one audio. So in a way, it's like they want you to explore, but the slowness of the walk, and it's a serious issue. It is so slow, you cannot run, that it's like I'm not walking across this entire field and look for a single audio file that will not tell me something new. So it's a weird decision to say we make it explorable, we will hide certain things everywhere, like the posters, for example.
This is bad news. Anytime I've seen that logo, trouble follows.
Isn't that your company? No? But yeah, and make her so, or Jack as well, that you actually don't want to explore. So it's a weird mixed message. And with... You know, the Dark Anthology pictures, they have the same issue. Not gonna lie. But I think... Maybe I'm misremembering, but I think they sometimes are a little bit faster in certain areas. But I might be off there. But the rewards are better, you know. They're more fun in general. Okay. Let's go. Oop, what's that?
All this. This is the reason they're here. No wonder such an old base is still operational.
Huh? For the catwalk? What are you talking about, Jessica? Talk to me. I can't go? Oh, okay. What do you mean? I don't... What all this? For... You mean for the experiments? Which is something you could have said earlier when we were reading Helen's documents. It was more relevant than, you know, saying this when you're in the elevator. But what do I know? I'm just involuntarily tagging along. I do like the design of this. It shows a little bit the limits of the graphics. But it's cool. I guess we have to go to that red thingy there. I mean, you know.
All
Right.
this. Such a beautiful sight. Even up here.
Okay. Will she say all this in a different context once again? Ah! You have it, Jessica. I thought she was having a panic attack last episode, but then it hit me while I was editing that she's probably... Because in one of the emails, I think by Wyatt or by Nick or whoever, it said that people have tremors in their hands. It's a very subtle sign, it was said. But it apparently shows that you're affected. Wait. Oh, okay.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay.
It probably is not. Man, you know, the one way this game could still get me is with a absolute bananas creature feature ending. That's like she will transform into a Resident Evil type monster. And then I would be fine and happy. But I don't think it will happen. Oh. Oh, quick time, quick time. Oh, damn, that was too fast. Couldn't even see it. Couldn't even see it. Oh no, not Wyatt. No. I don't know why I'm still rooting for him. Guess I really don't like Jessica Ochang. Man, he's the only fleshed out person in this game, and I think that's why I'm rooting for him.
Fuck
even
this.
though
Fuck staying calm.
he killed a lot of people. What is this? Will my Resident Evil dreams come true? Because this looks like, you know, the before the monster gets out of this. Oh no, it's just a tree cover. Aww. Wah wah. Alright. Is that food? Why would I need carrots here? There's Jack. Oh shit, I wanted to look at the carrots, but I guess... Wait, that's not... Is that...
Jack!
Oh yeah.
Jack! Wake up, Jack! Are you okay?
Do you have any idea what I've done?
Oh, I know.
What this has taken from me?
Yeah.
Look, I read Helen's work. You can report this.
Helen's work. You read Helen's work. What about my work? And I did report this to everybody. You know what they did?
What?
They suspended me.
Jessica, you should know. You read it.
Of all people. They came for me. At my facility, and they took everything.
We can walk out of here. Tell everyone what we know.
These were my colleagues. They were my friends. They're my family.
You know what it feels like? To realize you're never going home again.
We can. We all could.
That's sweet. But your hand's shaking? Yeah. That's the first sign.
And after that, it's not good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's gotta be this way, because you really look like good people. And trust me, I take no joy in any of this.
Whoa! Ooh. Oh. Oh. Okay. What? There was nothing. Oh, but that's where she stabbed him. I get it. Oop. I didn't. There wasn't a quick time, right? No.
I'm sorry.
Whoop. Ooh.
Look.
But if you're infected, you two, that's probably not a good thing. Okay. Oh, we'll do the Last of Us. Okay. Oh no, it's. Oh yeah, I already. I want to explore this. This looks like there's cool documents here. For a second I thought, what if Wyatt just imagined all this? But then Nick also talked about it, and then a lot of other people believed Wyatt at the end, so wipe that away. We didn't even get a full reveal, man. That's frustrating as heck. Okay, so we're back to Jack.
I told you chivalry wasn't dead.
Oh! Whoop! Ooh, that surprised me. Well, that sucks. That's the first actual twist this game had for me. Okay, I have to push W and then E. I guess it's working because he's moving. I'm doing it, but it's sad. I'm doing it wrong. Wait, no, I have to push it. Why did it say I did it wrong? I don't know. This is also, it's not a good combination because two fingers next to each other is not. I don't know who tested this out. Maybe this is another game where they felt, did it with the controller? I don't know. But it's awkward. Yeah, get a cool car. Just... Why was that a QuickTime event?
Access denied.
Aw. For nothing.
I know this is hard. Being a martyr always is. But your partner, she understood that.
How is he so fast? He's so hurt.
You got a chance to do the right thing here, Jack. How will really remember us? As the ones who saved them from certain death? Or the ones who allowed it to happen? They'll name schools after us. Erect statues in our honor. We will become immortalized. And your friend... her? Shit, man. I can't even remember her name.
It's like The Last of Us. It's so ironic. Oh, ow! Sorry, Jack. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, ouch. I'm so sorry. The fighting quick time events are so short. I guess I get the bad ending now. How? Should have bled out by now, honestly.
We do what we must. For those we love.
Is it Jessica? With the head off? Oh yeah, Jack's team.
I'm not. I'm not.
I guess no quick time events, right?
Central, this is Alpha Team. Situation contained.
Identify yourself.
Sir, are you able to respond?
Receive the call from engineer.
Do you think we could have saved her? Darkest before the dawn, complete Fort Solis. It's possible that there was a different... So we don't get... no explanation. So that's the kind of puzzle box that's unsatisfying. That's very unsatisfying. I wanted... You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the big villain speech. Or anti-hero speech in Wyatt's case. But I would have liked it in this case. Because they hint... Like, even the people who worked on this thing hinted at it only and never said anything. What are the... So, some people got a little bit aggressive. Wyatt obviously got very aggressive, but he had reason to break because he was basically pushed to the breaking point. So that could have happened even without the compound. And then it was never really, I guess, did people even die? They got into the... They got ill. But we never find out. It was never said what they got, what the compounds, you know, side effects are, what this could mean. It was never mentioned. Maybe it's mentioned in the weird lock where I couldn't find the password for Helen's thingy majingy. But I think it shouldn't rely on something that you can't unlock, you know. It should be something that really, however you play this game, is explained. This feels, you know what? This feels like they didn't know themselves what they were conjuring. This feels really like the worst kind of puzzle box, where they started a lot of stuff and then didn't know how to finish it. Which is a shame, because I thought the ending would be the turning point, you know, where I was like, well, at least it was a cool ending. It's a cool explanation what this was all about. Because now I can still... Look, I do believe Wyatt, but it's also... It feels like, well, if it's just something where you get a little bit aggressive and you get a little bit sick, well, maybe you can do something about that. It's not that big. Because the consequences of this entire thing are never really truly explained. And that's what makes this game, this ending, eh. So yeah, that's kind of the entire experience with this whole game. It's a damn shame, because I think it had everything I like in a game, like the science fiction setting. The looks were cool. The voice acting was really good. I do like the walking simulator, but there were so many things that annoyed me the more it went on. A lot of things that hinged on bad writing.
Chris.
Oh, okay.
I sent you a package. Do not open it.
Why would you send it then?
Okay?
Why would
Do
you
not open it. Just
Why would you though, Wyatt?
take it to Tom.
No, Wyatt.
Don't tell anyone.
Oh my god.
But he'll know what to do. There's something I gotta do up here, but, tuck the girls in for me, and, give him a kiss. I love you, Chrissy.
The last thing I would do if there was a compound that was highly toxic and highly spreadable, you know, would send it to my wife, to her home. Why not send it immediately to Tom? Probably because he doesn't want people to know. But he could have sent her just the documentation on this and not the actual compound. Why would you... Why do you want this on Earth? Ah, this game. So what do we have for extras? I unlocked a lot of... Oh, that's probably stuff I missed. Yeah. Okay, collectibles. That's the posters. No, what is this? Yeah, it's posters. Okay. And story. 99%. Yeah, well, that was probably the last one from Helen I didn't get. Well, that's cool. So we got most of the story, which that's kind of disappointing. It's bad for the story because it means, man, we got pretty much the whole story, and that was that. Yeah, that was kind of disappointing. It's a bummer. It really is. Because I think I would have liked if either the story was cool or the writing was really very good or the gameplay was fun. But in this game, nothing came together, and every single element of these had an issue. I think the graphics, I had some screen tearing, and it showed a little bit with the vaster environments that it wasn't, you know, AAA. But I still think for an indie game, the graphics were really cool. And for me, it worked. Like the design, whoever drew up the environments did a really great job. I love the greenhouse design, for example, and the offices. Like, everything made sense on that account, you know. And also the outside environments, they looked really, really cool. Like the Fort Solis station looked cool, so I liked that. Like whoever was responsible for like drawing up, illustrating, and designing the map and the environments, that was really cool. But so many other things. I mean, the map design was cool, but in combination with the slow walking was not cool. And I think they could have just evaded that by having, for example, outdoor running, or a slight jog when you go to certain places, or just not have certain things. I think one thing after the last episode that I kept coming back to, and that made me really angry the more I thought about it, was in the server puzzle that they actually blocked off the different server corridors, so you always had to take the long route. And I just thought, why would you do that? It's not that kind of game. You're not under any time pressure. It's not like there's a countdown and you have to do it or something. Why would you make it more needlessly frustrating for the player so they can't take the shortcut? And it's such a weird decision, especially with the way how very slow you walk and how long it always takes to click these server things and do this. Because all the action animations play out quite slowly as well. And it feels nearly, I know it's not, but it feels nearly malicious, It feels nearly like they wanted to fuck with the player. Like, you have to take, or maybe they wanted to stuff the playtime, which I know it's a huge problem because there's so many asshole players who will play through a game, and if it's within the return limit, even if they can play through the whole game, but if it's within the limit that Steam sets, they will return it to cash their money back. And it's a shitty thing, but I think it's a main issue with Steam, because I think you should have a percentage trial phase. So if a game is 1 hour long, you have like 5 or 10 minutes to make a decision. If the game is 4 hours long, you have 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and so on and so on, because I think then you can truly, test out certain things. And then there can be a cutoff point. Like when a game is 100 hours long, an hour is enough to test it out, or 2 hours. But yeah, it's on Steam. But maybe that's what they did with the slow walking, that they basically created this hell for players to make it a longer game. Because I think if you could run faster, this would be a game that you would probably be through in 2 hours. But honestly, so I get that this might have been an issue. So they maybe wanted to go, across that threshold, so people could not return the game even though they played it through. But at the same time, I think they would have won so much more fun in game. Like if I could have run or jogged, I would have explored everything. I would have given a lot of things more attention. I would have looked more for posters. I would have added, a couple of minutes each single chapter just to look through stuff, look back, walk through and find stuff, look for stuff. But the way it was here, it's like, no, I'm too slow. It's frustrating. It's so annoying. So that was a huge hindrance, I think. The slow walk, and then that they deliberately kind of made you even slower at times. Then the writing, I discussed this a lot. The characters, I couldn't relate to any of the characters except Wyatt, which it's a shame. And again, I don't think it's the voice actors' fault, because I think they all did a good job. I think it's the writing in general. It felt like Luster. The fact that Helen did the... You know what annoyed me so much about that line from Helen, like, while we're doing this, we always just thought, what we could do, but never if we should do it. I'm paraphrasing here. That she said it in a way like she actually just came up with it. And that's just even worse, It would have been so much better if she had said, it's like they say, ... But that's such a bad write. Did the writer really sit down and think, oh man, people's heads will explode when they hear this. They will be like, oh my god, this is so profound, because they've never heard this before. I mean, and that's also, so I guess that was the main message, science, but because it was so wishy-washy, I mean, I get the point that Helen pushed this far. Although the writing didn't give her a big chance on actually describing what's going on the planet, because I think there was just one single document where she said, you know, we're running out of time on Earth. And this is our last chance to basically set up shop on Mars, you know, and do this. So we get her point of view as well. But because we didn't get to know her as much as Wyatt, it wasn't as intriguing, you know. She was, I mean, I know the game wanted you to think that Wyatt is the baddie, and maybe a few players did, but I think a lot of players reacted just like I did, because they immediately understood what was going on here, especially players who are more used to horror games, you know, and thrillers. And so I wished we would have carved out Helen a lot more to see her point of view and make it more a fight between two different stances that are very... you know, where you can understand where both are coming from, and you understand why she's doing what she's doing, and you understand why Wyatt is doing what he's doing, and then having this conundrum yourself, because that's kind of a shame that you could not decide. But also another thing, I'm not quite sure, maybe it has different endings, but all the QuickTime events felt like stuffing, and like none really mattered, because I felt like everything crucial that happened was not tied to a QuickTime event. So, but I don't know about that, because I will not play this again to see, you know, if any of the QuickTime events change anything. But yeah, with the writing, it's I mean, they had characters that could be super interesting, and that's, I mean, I love space horror because you have this very small set of people, and they can clash, you know, they have issues, they have affairs, they have fights, you know, and they have complicated and fun relationships. And then you basically, to this mix that you introduce, in this mix you add something horrible. And then everything strains, you know, relationships are more intense, fights will explode, and you know, all that has been established can then just really bloom, you know, and fester, or fester. And that's what makes the setting so cool. But they didn't do anything with it in the writing, because they didn't commit to it. And it's weird, because, I mean, one of the best science fiction movies in the entire world, Alien, has this exact thing. And it's not like this movie is like 10 hours long, you know. It sets up the crew dynamics within, I think, the first half hour, and it does so perfectly, like with very small things. And I know they tried this here, so I see what they wanted to do. But personally, while I was playing through, they didn't achieve it, because I am so tied to every single character in Alien. But here it was like, I don't know these people. Not even Jack or Jessica, you know. Wyatt was the only one who I felt like I kind of have a grasp on him. And that's, I think, the main thing. I think all the gameplay stuff and this frustrating puzzles and everything, I could have lived with that if the story would have been super engaging, but it wasn't. And the characters, you know, either one of those would have sufficed. You know, if you enjoy characters, then actually the story can be kind of blab, because you still like to hang out with the characters. But here the characters were very lukewarm. And then the story, as I said, while the trailer was going, you know, it was the beginning of a story, but nothing. And I don't think it's this thing where, oh, we will not outright explain it because people can figure it out on their own. Look, I figured it out, but I want to know. I need to know, because the story does not have any weight without these details. Like, it's so vague at what the actual symptoms are. It is like a little bit of aggression, but even with the bees, I don't know, did the text change at some point in the development phase? Because while we were just reading that the bees were more active, or, you know, did a thing, but it wasn't in the text itself. It didn't say that the bees got more aggressive, but Jessica said something about aggressive bees, and I thought, like, well, where did she get that from? And this aggressiveness was mentioned a couple of times, you know, but it was never really explained. But that's, I mean, it's a science fiction game. I want the science behind it. I want the explanation. The same with the compound. I get what they I get what the compound was for. I know, but I wanted to have the medical information of what did the compound do to the people, because that also was incredibly vague. And then you had those hints at what destroyed the fence. Was it Wyatt in the end? But didn't the security guy, didn't he just outright say that's not a human who did this? Oh God, I hope it's not an animal. So what was it? We had this stone with the with the claw marks. Was that was that just a very aggressive human? And all these things, they had so many elements, that were easily understandable. Like, it's not like I was there like clueless, It's more like they never committed enough in the story to fully say it was an animal. It was a human. It was, because I again, it's science fiction. I would like some science with that fiction, Give me some more explanations. Give me, a document that explains the fence thingy or whatever. And again, maybe I missed it, but given that I guess we found a lot of the, at least video and audio documents, maybe we missed a few of the readable documents. But yeah, it wasn't enough for me to really get a grip, or rather, I got a grip on the story, but the grip I got was disappointing. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, so, that's my mediocre review. I'm not quite sure if I will give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down on Steam, because I do appreciate the ambition. I guess I will read up a little bit on the developer, because it takes a lot for me to not give it a thumbs up on Steam when it's an indie game, because I just know that it really, I'd rather give a thumbs up and then explain what I didn't like in the review part of it. I did the same with Bramble. I gave it a thumbs up because I think it's a fantastic game. Just my experience with it was not as fantastic at all times. And I think that's always a different thing, where I feel like, well, maybe some people will really enjoy the story and the characters, So I just subjectively, and it didn't break on me. That's one thing where I would say I would give a thumbs down, when it's completely broken and I cannot play it. But I played it. I did not have any issues there. It was just a lot of elements that I'm looking for in a game that didn't work. So I would probably still give it a thumbs up and then explain the positives and the negatives in a review. But yeah, what did you think? How did you like it? What do you think about the ending? Do you know more than I do? Because if so, please share. If you have theories on this, please share it. Because I feel like I got it, but I'm so disappointed with that I would prefer that I didn't get it, and that someone can explain this to me, that to make it more sense. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tagging along. I know quite a few of you have commented as well, which I always appreciate, especially for the longer Let's Plays, to know that you tag along, especially with a frustrating game like this, and you think about the story and the characters, so it's always fun. So yeah, thanks. I'm not quite sure what I will start next. I have to take a look around. Maybe I will do a couple of longer one-time Let's Plays, just one video for like an hour-long game. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this wild ride and the many complaints. And hope to see you again. Bye! This is my self-recorded outro song, so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and Let's Plays.